Andy, in your lecture today, you talked about ways that you're proposing for us to start our youth ministry conversations about sin. Can you speak a little bit about what you're proposing?
Yeah, it's probably not the most, exciting topic, or maybe a slightly controversial topic. But I think one that in the church we need to talk about more, which is, what do we mean by sin? What is sin in context of young people, things like that. And if we don't do that, I think young people are going to get it one way or another, and usually in a way that isn't very helpful. And what I really was trying to push in the lecture itself was to try to move away from seeing sin as doing bad things, which I think within especially kind of middle class contexts, we tend to view sin that way. And it gets linked up with how we view adolescence often, that we kind of view adolescence as this time where young people are developing and preparing and growing and advancing towards some goal. And we just want them not to fall down on their way. We want them not to fall into some kind of trap. So we want them to have a kind of moral consciousness as they go forward. And I actually am not opposed to a lot of those things and think a lot of that is helpful, but wanted to kind of reframe sin not as the bad things we do, but actually think about it as a deeper kind of existential reality, or to think of sin as the brokenness of relationship that we experience. That maybe a way to think about it biblically is it kind of gets lived out in these realities of death and isolation and in fear, and that we end up kind of doing bad things, often because we feel stuck, or we feel caught, or we feel threatened by this reality of death itself. So to think of kind of confession and getting young people to kind of confess their sinfulness, not confessing all the bad things you've done, but to actually confess the deep questions that exist inside them, the things that haunt them, the ways that they've been hurt, the ways that they've hurt others. So trying to kind of reframe sin in that way.